Hello. Please work. Alright, are we live? Do a few tweaks. If it's working. This is a new stream. New stream. Okay. Okay. It works. Hello. Welcome to the CD1 vid stream. Finally. Let me check. Moments. There we go. Show up on StreamYard. Right, yeah, yep, I've got your comment. Okay. Well, we're going. We've got comments. We're working. Hello, everyone. Finally getting these streams going as Railway Shed, do you want the StreamYard link? I can try and send the StreamYard link. Stream info. Hang on, I'm gonna share more. If I do this, copy URL. Okay. Right, this might be the glitchy. Oh goodness. Impending glitches. It's a bit of a late reaction, but I'll only be inviting people who I trust. Moderators. Literally just moderators. Finally! I've been trying to get this stream going. Yes! Oh, this feels so great. Alright, I'm gonna... Alright. Oh, there we are. If I do that... Hello?
Hey.
Oh, we're working! That took forever.
Hey.
Hello?
No, it's all good.
Okay. This has to have been the hardest thing I've ever done on my channel.
Well.
I didn't realise how hard it would be to do technical things.
Just a sec.
Alright. Let me just...
Right, I'm back.
Hey. Right. Breathe this time. I've learned that my lesson. I'm not gonna use Streamlabs anymore because that was not fun.
No.
I don't know why it just didn't want to work.
It's taken
It
like
was
half an hour.
Yeah, I spent 20 minutes trying to get a stream up and running. I should have probably like set it just a little bit earlier because I was sat there for like an hour waiting for the stream to start.
Yeah.
I've been excited. Yeah. I'm mainly just gonna be modeling, really, just chilling while modeling because I've got a few projects up my sleeve. I got a few engines to make now.
Good.
Mainly, I've got Percy, and I've also got a stepney to make, which I'm gonna be repainting this one,
Fair enough.
and Percy's just gonna get a few mods. Let's try and see if I can get this to work, because this isn't a good view. I've been toying around with this to do that. And if I can flip this over. Oh, there we go. Very carefully, I don't want this to fall. There we go. It's perfect view, so I can see everything. I'll move that like that. A bit tilted, but it works. I guess I might as well just start my disassembling the terrier. How are you?
I've been better. I just had my surgery.
Oh, interesting. I've noticed that the weird clones have just vanished. I haven't really seen a single comment from them yet.
Yeah. It sort of just comes in waves. I don't know why.
Yeah, a friend of mine got a little bit ticked off because one of the clones copied his comment, and he texted us saying, "There's a YouTuber copying my comments," and I'm like, "That's not that's a clone." Uh, uh,
Yeah, I think for a while they were just commenting like under my videos, comments that were already there, which was a bit weird.
They've been doing the same to me,
Mhm.
and then I think it was on the video about the whole clone situation on my channel that they put a little shushing emoji. It was just I actually like started laughing at that because they knew full well what they were doing, so they're just pretending that everything was all right.
Mhm. Still can't believe I just hit 100 subscribers.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I just did. I think it's like 102 now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thanks.
I think I also hit 100 subscribers. I think it was this year as well.
Yeah, I remember when
And
I started watching you, it was about 120-ish.
yeah, I think at the time I was like, I wanted to do like 100 subscriber 100th video thing,
Yeah.
and it was going to be on my 3-year anniversary because I'd already hit it at that point,
Mm.
and I ended up missing the opportunity. But I sometimes just forget about things. Just sort of live with it anyway. I've got other things to plan for anyway. Next year being the 80th anniversary, I'm pretty sure. No,
Yeah.
not the 80th, not the 8th. The the I think it was the anniversary of the TV series because I've got quite a few things planned
Mm.
to getting that working. Trying to find out what's holding this all in. Oh my goodness, there's loads of glue in that thing. Yeah, these are not going to come out nicely. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. I don't know where the other people who were viewing the stream went. They just kind of vanished.
Fair enough. I think there should be some more people soon.
Ugh. And I'm gonna end up pulling one of these. It's gonna just break. I have a feeling it's gonna happen. I'm just waiting. I'm ready for it. Alright, there's one handrail out. Because these are gonna be a pain to get back in. Whew. That's all the details off. Just need to remove the cap now. Which isn't going to fit that, so I'm gonna carefully do it like this. Actually, wait. No, it's not screwed on. I've just remembered. That holds the weight on. No, whatever. I'll just take it out anyway. Okay. Let's wait in there. Okay. Roll the pot now. Don't know what to start exactly, but I'm gonna probably just go to town with the orange first. Because the black is gonna be a pain. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna mask off the black because if I can keep the black on it, the black part's black, then I don't have to repaint it. Need to grab that. Yes.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, your mic's all right.
This is what I expected to be doing today.
Honestly, I was planning it, but I didn't think it would go exactly how it has so far. So I've surprised myself.
Mm. Are you going to upload the stream after, like when it's done?
Probably. Depends how it goes. I don't know if it even works. So for my first stream, I'm not too fussed about it.
Fair enough.
Honestly, I've debated cutting the sandboxes off this terrier. To be honest, I don't really, and I can't tell the difference. Like the sandboxes don't really do much, to be honest. I mean, it's just a little extra detail,
Oh, yeah.
really.
The whole like A1X thing with them.
Yeah. To be honest, I nearly didn't get it because there was I was well, it was at a toy fair. Yes, I think it was on Sunday, and most the models were like all different, but at first I wasn't finding any terriers or anything. I thought that, well, I was just gonna accept it and just think, yeah, I'm not getting terrier today. And this was the only one they had, and it's also a really nice one as well, which kind of sucks.
I think I got mine a few years ago for about 50 quid at a model shop in Sheringham.
Oh, that's way cheaper than mine. I got mine for £65.
Yeah, mine was a limited edition one, so I haven't done anything to it.
Oh, that's actually quite nice.
It was like something out of 1,500.
I don't know if mine's rare, but to be honest, after what's gonna happen, I'd rather not find out. That would not be fun.
I've never even attempted sort of customizing any models.
I mean, I've tried over the years, and I have had quite a few fails. But I think this
Mm,
year I just stepped my foot down. I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. I don't care if it sucks. I'm
yeah,
just YOLO. To be honest,
I,
well, right, while I'd love to do it, I'm not really too keen about resin. I see a lot of really
yeah,
good Thomas shells, but they're really brittle. I've seen a lot of um people posting about the fact that they dropped their Thomas and then it's shattered into a million pieces.
yeah.
To be honest, since my model's gonna be in a lot of accidents and crashes and stuff, I want to have models that can actually like bang about it just a bit.
Mm. I think I painted a Hornby Thomas like body once, but that just went terribly. So
Oh no, I'm exactly there. One of my older Thomas models. It's just this repainted one with a black running board painted over the white. The tops of the tanks are black as well. I don't know why I did that, but I keep it.
mm. But my one's I think it's in like a weird dark blue, and like the paint's really weird on it. I don't know how to describe it. But then the face fell off,
Mm.
and then that vanished. So
That is literally the exact same thing that's happened to my Thomas, because it's also
because
missing a face.
I have three Thomases, I've got a Buckman one, like the later Hornby one, and then one of the original ones, which was like my first engine. And then I had another one from like a job lot or something, and that was the one I painted because it didn't run.
Yeah, yeah, that does make sense.
Just as sort of a test.
I'm gonna tear off the extra bunker piece, and I'm gonna finish up basking this, and then it'll be time to paint the cab, or at least the back part of the cab, whatever this part of the cab's called. It's the main bit.
Mhm.
I don't have transfers yet. I still don't know where I'm gonna find stepney transfers. Honestly, I might just like try and see if I can like cut them out of paper because I have done that before and it's worked pretty well for like Gordon. It isn't bad. It's
Mm.
definitely got downsides, but it works for what I need it for.
It looks pretty good.
Alright, I'm gonna need to. Forgot these paints need shaking up before you use them.
Mm.
There we go. This is probably the closest paint I'll get, and to be honest, I don't know if it's gonna work. Actually, I'm not painting the inside of the cab. Put the lid on this. I'm gonna quickly make a little thing so I can hold it in place. Take a bit of glue, stick it to one of these cocktail sticks, and I'm gonna glue it to the inside of the body where I'm not gonna be painting so I can hold it while I paint. Don't know if it's gonna work, but I'll try.
No.
Alright, stick it like that in there. Should just stick to it. Oh yeah, I've got to remove the glass bit.
Mm.
Ah, I nearly painted that. That would have been terrible. Oh dear. Forgot this thing has so many parts. I'm gonna end up forgetting half of them. And
Yeah, that's quite a bit on those terriers.
yes, I mean it's just a giant pile of parts, and then you get a deep tail pack, and it comes with just so many more. To be honest, At the moment, I'm not really sitting on a layout right now. I don't really have a layout at the moment. But when next year rolls around, I'm gonna start building a layout, and I'm gonna have hopefully a separate area where I'm gonna build the sets for filming, and then I'll have two separate things for YouTube. Because I want to just run trains sometimes, but at the same time, I need to film sets, and taking apart an entire layout just seems a bit unnatural.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
just did that with mine. I took it all apart and I'm in the process of rebuilding it.
yeah, I've got a couple bits I'm probably gonna paint up at some point.
Mm.
I've got a signal box that's a bit crusty. I was like 50p, and I've got another thing I got to show was a giant girder bridge, which was only about a fiver, and I built it. I've built it up. Though one of the bits came loose, so I've got to glue that back on, and then I'm gonna paint it in the same green I'm gonna be using for Stepney.
Fair enough.
I'm hoping to turn it into like the bridge at the end of Stepney Gets Lost.
Yeah.
Either that or I think it's in the first shot of Thomas Percy in the coal.
Mm.
Either way, it's in season 2 as well, so yeah. Okay. Oh dear, this is a lot lighter than I thought.
Mm.
It's turning out a very light shade of yellow.
Mm.
It's yellowy. It's yellow green. So I just
Huh.
assumed it because improved engine green really is just like a greeny yellow.
Yeah.
So yellow green just seemed to make sense in my head. Well, I'm not going for complete accuracy anyway, so
Mm.
I'll roll with whatever.
Are you
Let's
gonna
see if
do
I
the
can.
white buffers?
Yeah, so that'll be probably something I have to do later.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I can do that a separate time because the buffer beams are actually a separate part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this old tooling. It's got quite a few plus sides to it.
Mm.
Carefully move this over. It's ironic when, because underneath the coal bunker with the coal load, there's just another coal load. There's just two coal loads in here. Can't for the life of me remember what I was gonna do to Percy. Oh yeah, I need to fit him with weights because
Mm.
I butchered one of my first ever Thomas customs for a motor, and
Mm.
now I need to give him some weights because he's not picking up properly because he's too light.
One of my Hornby pets.
Oh, you've cut out.
Am I back?
Yeah, there you are.
Right, sorry, I'll just be a minute.
All right. This in. Bluebells forever. Got sprung. The glossiness seems to be going away, which is a little worrying. The tip of the right. Starting to get somewhere. I'm gonna leave the cub there to dry. I suppose now I can just begin work on painting up this shell. Gonna go straight at it. gonna paint this all in the same color, and then I'm gonna go back over the green bits with green once the paint dries, which I don't know when it's gonna dry. Pretty sure this is one of them dried first painting ones. Talking to myself. Talking to no one ever. I'm literally talking to no one. Because the one person who was on the stream is now away. So that's fun. Just gonna wait till. Oh! Hello. Welcome back.
I might try and get the rocket train pack for Christmas to like do a review on it, but I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I've noticed. I haven't seen the rocket pack. Weirdly, like it seems almost absent.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have no idea how to get the original rocket for cheap.
Oh yeah, that 60s one is like really expensive.
Yeah, and I don't really. There's some things I will spend a good amount of money on, and there's some things I don't.
Mm.
Like if I really need something and it's the only option is expensive, then I'll wait up and buy it. But if not, I'm definitely just gonna have to find a cheaper alternative.
Mm. But then the Lion train pack, which is like practically the same thing with a bigger engine, is on Hornby for like half price. It's like 120
Oh,
quid for the whole thing.
okay, that's interesting because the shop near me is selling it for, was it £230? So
Mm.
that's actually really good for a
Mm.
new
I
train
mean,
pack.
the local hobby shop near me doesn't really even have railway stuff anymore, so like I have to get all my stuff at like train shows or online.
I have a few model shops near me, but they're usually either really far away or just don't have a lot of stuff.
Mm.
I know
I've
there's
gotten
one.
like a few things before. I got one of the Helgen 009 engines last year, but then they've just stopped doing trains, so
Yeah,
because
this is
on
a
my new
shame,
layout I plan
obviously.
to do like a section in 009 and get like the Rheneas and Scarlo and that to put on it.
That'll be exciting. That.
Mm. And I'm gonna have like a transfer station with the two gauges.
That'd be a good idea to get Henry then.
Mm.
Have him. Was it PS Sam and the Refreshment Lady?
Yeah.
It's ironic because they're actually bringing out proper scale figures.
Mm. I think at this rate with like Thomas models, I'm just gonna go for the Hornby ones. I know they're more expensive now, but I think they just look better.
I think, to be honest, I like the Hornby ones. Apart from the tender engines, because I've heard that apparently Hornby James has a problem with the tender, and it gets Mazak rot. I didn't know this, so I'm quite glad that I do more TV series styled things.
Yeah, I've got a Hornby James and a Hornby Edward. The Edward's fine. It's just the James keeps slipping traction tires, and he keeps like getting jammed in the motion. And for the life of me, I can't get the tender like lid open.
So there's always a problem when you buy a model. There'll always
Mm.
be one fault that just
I mean,
doesn't want to go away.
to be honest, I did get that James like years ago when they were still in production. But you know, and then I got the Edward out of like the clearance of the railway stuff in the hobby shop near me for like 80 quid. I just had to get it for that price.
Yeah, Edward's quite expensive. Along with like 90% of the obscure characters.
Yeah.
To be honest, if Stepney wasn't over like 200 quid on eBay, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be doing this.
I think that's one of like the rarest Hornby ones.
To be honest, I think Stepney's diamond doesn't. I think Murdoch tends to
Yeah,
come and
Murdoch,
go.
and then Class 40.
I just feel like Murdoch's just ridiculous. I mean, I can understand like maybe some people just want a Hornby Stepney for a collection. Okay, that's cool. You could go pay £200 for it,
Mm,
but £1,000 for a 2,000 pounds for a 9F.
yeah,
It's just ridiculous. That's
I've
actually
always
another
had
one on my list to
mm,
make.
I've had always really bad luck with 9Fs. I got an Evening Star at train show years ago, and it just never ran. Like every time I'd connect, it was a tender-driven one, and every time I'd connect it up to the actual locomotive, it would just short circuit everything.
That means the pickup's touching the chassis block. I've had a
Mm.
locomotive do that. It was a 3MT, an old Hornby one, and it kept short circuiting. And then I fixed it and gave it to a friend, and apparently now it's short circuiting again.
Hmm.
It doesn't want to run a lot of the Hornby ones. Also, I'm pretty sure only modern 9Fs are loco driven now. All the old ones are all tender driven.
And then one year I got the Hogwarts Castle locomotive, and it was like my smoothest run. It was amazing, and then it just kept shredding a crank pin, and then the valve gear lodged between the track and it went flying and fell off onto the floor, and now it's just not repairable.
Oh goodness, that reminds me of my mainline Royal Scot, which
Mm.
its valve gear just fell to bits.
And now it just lays in a bin, not a bin, but like a tub with all my engines that don't work.
Yeah, any time I get an engine that has faults, like severe faults, if I haven't modified it already, I tend to just like sell it off.
Mm.
Or if I don't use it, like I did sell an engine on at the train show, and that was my Class 31 because I wasn't using it. It was just sitting around. I just felt like someone else could probably take better care of it
Mm.
because sitting in a box is just not good for it. It's not good for its swerves.
Mm. It's funny, I've never got into diesels. Like the only diesel I've got one on order. It's an old Triang DMU, but that's like the only diesel I have.
Yeah, currently only got one diesel, and that is Devious Diesel,
Mm.
Lima '08 that I modified. Just painted it black, put transfers on, slapped on a paper face, and copied it from the Railway series. It's
I
very
quite like
simple.
diesel with like the British Railways logo on. It's quite nice.
Yeah, I think I don't know why I seen one custom with it, and I was just like, "Yep, next diesel custom. Next time I find a diesel, I'm putting our BR logo on it," and then I did.
I think the engines with like BR logos on just look quite nice in general. I don't know why. It's just it makes them feel more real.
Yes. Okay, gonna snip two parts off. There's a few parts on the Terrier that are molded on, and I don't know why. That has all these separate fitted parts, and then there's just one part that's molded to it, and it looks so deeply out of place. So I'm just cutting them off, just
Mm.
completely. I just don't need it.
Oh yeah, the only other two diesels I have other than that DMU that's on the way is the Triang '08, which I did the video of, and then the Hornby like Coca-Cola Christmas diesel.
That's actually ironic because that exists, and that I think that was one of the. I think it's a very similar tooling, or it was that tooling, but it was used to make Dart, and now
Yeah, that
Dart's
one's
200.
silly
I
expensive.
still
Yeah,
I think that's the other one that I think's just outlandish because it's literally just an 040
yeah,
stock standard. I think anyone, even starters, could make like a Hornby Dart. Might not.
yeah,
Hey, it might be varying in decoration, but I think it's honestly the easiest character to make out of all of the stupidly expensive Hornby engines.
yeah. I wonder what the new Buckman Stanley's gonna look like.
I'm actually curious to see because I want to get my hands on one because I think The Great Discovery is one of the few model era films that they made and was one of the ones I grew up with.
I grew up about that era too. Mine was probably more like the early CGI stuff, which, looking back on it, isn't great, but I still have like good memories of it.
Everyone talks about how they grew up wanting Action Canyon or had Action Canyon.
Yeah,
I just grew up
I
wanting
always
this
wanted
spin and fix Steamworks.
it.
Well,
I always wanted the Day of the Diesel's Cranky, which had like the loader.
oh, yeah. I think that's probably the most awesome cranky out there.
Yeah.
Probably the most awesome crane they've ever made, actually.
I would say probably, yeah, because I remember going to see all like the films in cinemas. Because I remember seeing Blue Mountain Mystery when it was out in the cinemas, which was years ago now. But like,
I still can't believe that stopped doing them in the cinemas. It just sucks now. Like I feel like
mm,
you need to they need to stop bringing them back in the cinema because I feel like that's what made them give up the hype.
yeah,
Right,
the
and it,
last one that I think was in the cinema was Legend of the Lost Treasure, because that's the last one I remember seeing.
that's very fitting because it was one of the best.
It was. I think I might do a video like ranking all the films. I don't know how on earth I'd make it.
You could find like a software because I think there's a thing where you can like make your own rankings, this like ranking
Yeah.
thing.
What would you say is your favorite one?
To be honest, it's a very unpopular opinion, but out of all the Thomas films, I really just like Magic Railroad. I've always
Fair
liked it.
enough.
It's not it's not realistic. It's not Railway series accurate or TV series accurate, and it's not what Audrey envisioned, but it's 10 times better than the garbage we get served up today.
Definitely.
I mean, even Magic Railroad had consistency. Like it had
Yeah.
consistency within itself.
I always keep like teetering between Blue Mountain Mystery, King of the Railway, and Legend of the Lost Treasure. Don't know why it's those three, but like they're the ones I have the fondest memories of.
Yeah, I remember I've seen the trailer. Was it where they had the dynamite, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, is Thomas gonna die?"
Yeah. I remember it kept
I think
being advertised on like Cartoon Network for some reason.
foreshadowing. That was just
Mm.
foreshadowing. That they almost knew.
It was just really strange watching like The Amazing World of Gumball, and then the ad break had like sponsored by Legend of the Lost Treasure.
I think I'm gonna get last coat on this, and I'm gonna wash the brush, and I'm gonna begin working on the bridge. Maybe I want to get all the tan stuff done. Anything that needs painted in tan, I'm getting done now, and then I'm gonna work on the green next.
Mm.
Which ironically I'm not using to paint Percy because I need to buy a different green for that. I think it's pot green. I think
Yeah.
it's very season 2, and I feel like it would fit. Especially with what I plan to do with my models, which outside of remakes and clips, I have one project which I've been keeping secret on my channel
Mm.
that I haven't been posting about in a while. I think I've made a few videos on it where I tried to make cinematic stuff. It was part of a project that I was working on, which is developed over the last 3 years, and it's gonna cost a load of money to make, which is
Fair
why I
enough.
can't be spending on models. Funnily enough, out of all the models, this is going to be a background model, which actually it's starting to. We're getting somewhere. Just
Yeah.
needs a few more coats, a few more touch-ups, and it'll be done.
It's good
At least
colour.
in the yellow.
You'd recognise it.
Yeah, just look for the closest thing. I
Mm.
was in the. Oh, gotta put my charger in. Hang on. I was in the a hobby craft, and I was looking through all the Timmy paints, and I just pulled up a picture of Stepney on Google and was like, all right, what what's the closest thing I can find?
Hmm.
Because I'm not trying to make any like 100% accurate model for now. I just sort of wanted a project in another engine add to my fleet. To be honest, I'm thinking of doing my own original stories because I think I've got a few ideas, mainly the focus between Stepney, Diesel, Thomas, and Gordon. I've had this really great idea for a episode. I'm thinking of like where uh Stepney comes back and Diesel's a butt, and I want the idea that Gordon sort of learns a bit from Thomas, so that they both make up a really cheeky plan to get back at Diesel for what he did for being a butt older Stepney. Current plan for that. Not really too far in on that. Just sort of concepting any ideas. I'm gonna probably get Stepney done first. And then I'll think about getting my own episode out.
Fair enough. The closest I've ever sort of come to that was I came up with like an epilogue idea for the railway series, like a short video, but I would like wait till my new layout's done to sort of film it.
Sounds good.
It was just one of those like 2 a.m. random inspiration things.
That's exactly what happens to me.
When you just randomly get inspired to like change your life.
It do be like that sometimes.
I think like one night I just spent like a couple hours on like Google Notes, like planning how to reform my channel, how to make it like more streamlined, so I wasn't just putting out random stuff.
Yeah, I think I had that problem with my channel. I think with the update video, I'm using that as a barrier to sort of do that. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna try and do something at the New Year's and have something new for 2024.
Yeah.
But mainly, I just want to get. I'm focusing on just. Well, I'm gonna get Thomas done for Friday so I can get his video out, and then I'm gonna. Gordon will take a little bit longer. I think I've got to work on his running board, and I think he needs safety valves because I unfortunately lost them at the time. I have no idea what happened to them.
I mean, like, if you look at my channel, you can see some of the videos do so much better than others. Like, the running sessions do absolutely awful. It's like, but then random videos, I think, like, really wouldn't get as many views as they do. So, like, the one I made of all my taken plays, that's like my most watched video for some reason.
I think that's just due to Thomas fandom,
Yeah.
Shebang.
But I don't know whether to sort of lean more into the appeal of model railways or Thomas, like one of the two.
I
'Cause
feel
I'm
like
trying to like balance both, but
I feel like the way that you're doing it right now is all right. It doesn't have to specifically be one thing.
I just
And
don't want to like try to appeal to too broad an audience and then like isolate people from it.
yeah, I sometimes get that with my channel. I tend to just either there's a lot of things I want to do, but I feel like if I do that, I'll start to stem away from different types of content. Like I feel like I've just sort of abandoned my original content, which was all capsule play rails, which I used to try to make remix with, which weren't the best, but they were some of the first fully finished projects I ever got done on YouTube. So it's kind of like something I can't really forget because it's my roots.
Mm.
And to be honest,
I
I
mean,
think if my channel lasts 10 years, I'm gonna definitely go back and try and recreate that exact remake that I did. Because
yeah,
it was Thomas. It took 6 times to successfully remake Thomas and the Trucks, and I just remember feeling so proud. It wasn't a perfect remake, but I just felt proud at the time because I was like, this has taken too long.
Hmm.
Like
The only
it always
time I
feels
ever
good. Always feels good
hmm,
when you first get out a video, and then you go back later and you're like, oh, I made this.
hmm. The only time I ever sort of tried doing a remake, I tried to do Thomas and Gordon for the anniversary, and then of course I literally film my edit everything on my phone, and that's it. So it was just a pain trying to like juggle getting the actual episode up to do the shots, and then oof.
Yeah. Should have poke a hole so that the handrails have somewhere to go. The paint keeps wanting to clog up the holes for some reason.
Mm.
And
But I'm
I've just
definitely
touched
gonna.
the paint and it's came off. Hang on. Oh dear. Carefully. I'm just worried about the paint peeling because if I mask this, then pull off the masking tape only for the paint to just come with it.
Hmm.
Because knowing me, I have that kind of look where it's just like, yeah, it's gonna happen. I think I've got everything on the running board and body. I think the cab needs a few more touch-ups in some areas.
You've done it quite
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, I try to get the main painting done as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Then I feel
So
like
it will
this
dry
one's
as
gonna
evenly.
tell you what the green's gonna be a nightmare, and I know it. I get the feeling
Mm.
it's gonna be like when Caleb Train tried to make his Percy, and it like
Yeah.
peeled like 3 times. I think I
Oh,
remember it
that's
was
what I
just
did. That Thomas I got out the job lot. Originally I did a Timothy custom, but I did the lining with paint with like no like tape barriers, and it was just awful.
yeah. I tend to at first I didn't use it, and I remember it just looking awful. But I've learnt more on how to use masking tape properly. Like I've learned
Mm.
how to mask entire areas and how to cut it properly without creating problems. And any imperfections are you can easily go back over
Mm.
unless it's like the bare plastic like with Gordon. Now I have to redo his running board.
Mm. The only experience I've really had with that is I did a Titanic model a few months ago and painted that up. But yeah, I think the red that I used would be quite good for a James, but I don't really have any engines to paint for it, so
Hmm. I'm noticing that this paint is gonna dry matte, so I'm not really gonna get a glossy finish. So that's kind of sucks. But
mm,
Stepney's a Stepney.
that's true. What are you gonna do for a face for him?
Actually, I bought a pack of clay for it.
Huh.
Because I've made a few faces out of clay before, and I just thought that for Stepney, I may as well just go straight to clay faces. Because I mean, if to look for a Stepney face that fits, it's just a nightmare. Like I think take
Mm,
and play is an option, but it's just really weird. Hang on,
yeah, that the take and play one, because I've got one of the take and play Statneys. It looks like it's been stung by a bee several times.
it's this Fimo, and
Mm,
I've used it before. This is actually the Thomas I botched up, but I use it to try and sculpt the closest thing I can get. It's not
It
perfect,
looks
but it
good.
works. So the only thing, because I will be getting a resin printer, and one thing I
Mm,
want to do is print faces. So once I can do that, I'll be able to use spray paints, which will make my job on painting faces a lot
mm,
easier. Because my Thomas currently uses a Hornby face, and he's probably going to use the same Hornby face in the reveal because his 3D printed faces ended up the paint just peeled because the plastic that it's made of.
I mean, eventually, I don't know whether it will happen, but oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. If I ever do get monetized, oh, that's probably one of the first things I'll like save up to do. Like get that, get a printer. God
Yeah,
knows
one
how
of
long
the
it would take me.
there is one engine I want to make, and well, since I'm trying to get a laptop for Christmas so I can start designing my own 3D models, I want to make the metro system that I live near
Mm,
into a model, which I've looked it up and not really that many. I think I've seen one person try to make it in 00 scale, and I don't think I've seen it completed.
hmm,
So as far as I'm aware, there isn't really a complete model of what I want to make. So I've finally found something I can make that's completely like it will be original if I can get it done.
mm. I just
To be
think
honest,
it's a
that's
good alternative. Like sourcing a chassis is easy enough, but then like
yeah.
buying new models just to customize.
It depends what model you're looking for, really. I'm
If you're
mostly
sort of,
just getting a motor bogie for the Metro I'm making.
mm,
But whereas with Stepney, he's a full engine, but it isn't
yeah,
too hard because I can just find any Terrier and paint it up.
mm. And then I suppose if ever you're not happy with the body, you can always like print a new one or something else to go on that chassis.
Yeah, that's why I sort of want to wait till I get a resin print and I continue with resin printed products. Because I feel like
Mm.
if I ever make a mistake, it'll cost us like a load more money to buy it off the person again. Whereas I can like just print it for like a couple of pounds or something.
You could even start like selling them, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm
The
thinking of
files.
when it comes to making the film I want to make.
Mm.
I've just spoiled everything. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, there goes. There's the cow at the back. Then again, it was already posted. But I'm trying to make a full film. I've been trying to make it for 3 years,
Nice.
and it's not gonna be cheap.
I suppose, yeah, you
And
could like sell something like that to sort of fund it.
yeah, it's my current. That's actually one of my main plan.
Mm.
That, and then when I get it sorted, I'm gonna try and either get a Patreon or do a GoFundMe. I don't know what, but anything honestly.
I might do that to be honest if I ever get far enough. Do a Patreon and like on the top tier, you get like sent a wagon or something every year. Just something
An
exclusive.
in- an interesting one. Very interesting idea.
Mm.
I don't think I've seen anyone try that.
I know Sam's trains he like sells them to buy, but I don't know if he does anything like that.
Yeah, I've always thought about getting some of his wagons, but I just thought I don't need any more random
Mm.
wagons. What I'm getting for my project is good enough. Right. Now the hard part. I'm gonna take the side rods off and repaint the wheels, which is going to be a pain because I don't like to take them off the axles. I just
Brave in me.
take off the side rods because I did that for Thomas, and to be
Mm.
honest, I've learned how to clean off any paint off wheels, so I've become a bit more brave to it. But I think at
The
first I
only
was
time,
terrified of the idea.
yeah, the only time the side rods have ever came off any of my models was when my E2s keep shredding them, and then of
Yeah, I
course the
don't know
whole.
why.
Mm.
The 060, the later Hornby 060s have this problem. I think the earlier Triang ones tend not to have it. Might do, but I don't know why. It's just a lot of engines just like taking their side rods apart.
Mm.
My
Well,
70s Flying Scotsman is one of those.
Yeah.
its main part likes to come apart. And the thing is, with an 060, it's easy to reassemble because it's just an 060. But when it's a 462 with a full valve gear, putting it
Yeah.
together every time gets painful. It also sometimes just doesn't want to go together.
I had like an old Hornby Railways. It was an LNER 06, so I can't remember what it was, but it shred both of them. And I thought I'd take it off and make it a 042, just to be unique. But then the thing like mangled up and it went inside the whole mechanism, and I just couldn't be bothered with it, and I haven't seen it since.
Oh dear. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a video by a channel called My Hornby Hobby. Sometimes watch their videos. Ow! I just dropped the chassis. I just dropped the chassis onto my foot. Usually it's fine, but this time the hook of the coupling landed directly on my foot.
Ooh.
I think it's just. I tell you that the Hornby hooks are just deadly. Not the chassis. I could drop them on my feet all day, but them hooks just hate me. Very interesting middle crank pin. It's got like a second circle of metal on it. Don't know if it's stuck in there. I'm trying to twist this and get it out. It's not really wanting to come out. Trying to. It's not really telling this, is it? Right. This isn't coming off. Well, I've got to do something even worse. Oh. You've disconnected. Hang on. Try and click back on the link. Just try and rejoin it all. It'll probably, if I just need to probably re-invite you. Right. Just rejoin, I'll do that. At a stage. Okay. You're back.
Good.
I have no idea what just happened. Oh dear, this is gonna be terrifying. Oh. Put this down. Right, what is going on with the add to stage? There. Please, what? I don't know why it's happening.
I do not know either. It just keeps like randomly kicking me off.
Just. So this
Hello?
is terrible because. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
So, problem, the middle crank pins don't want to remove themselves, so I've now got to do something even more risky than painting wheels on the axles. And that's painting wheels just as the full chassis. So I've now got to be very careful. It's a good thing these terriers have very slow-moving chassis.
Mm.
And this is one of the smoothest runners. I'm going to put it on the rails. It's going to not run at all. Carefully.
I think I've got to go in like 10 minutes anyway.
Right. Wait, what for?
I have completely forgotten. Where are I? I'll go and check. Be
Right.
right back.
Okay, so I got the one wheel painted. I get the next one done. Okay, carefully. And now quickly put. What was it? Season 4 Thomas. You get stepney's looks, so I can copy off of that. Hello.
Hello. Lovely duck theme. Yeah, I don't need to go. I don't know why. I thought I had to. Oh, there's an ad on the stream.
Tell you what, I'm gonna learn to do a lot more when in the future streams. I want to try and I'd like very, very quiet background music because I feel like it would get very awkward.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in the future I'll have some different people on.
Mm.
Might even one day do it like a interview series. It'd be an interesting, different perspective.
Like different members of the fandom, sort of.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of the time when the people say, "Oh, it's an interview," it's like a really popular one. And it's like, "Oh, they're reviewing the small channels." I feel like because I'm a smaller channel, it would be like a
Mm.
totally different different perspective to it
Yeah.
all.
There's definitely quite a few you could do that with.
Yeah, I've got well, namely one of them is my friend who I've actually been on some of his streams before. This one,
Mm.
yeah, definitely someone who I'd consider because he actually collects DVDs, and apparently, on Sunday evening he got an email from the BBC, and he's going to be
Oh,
a guest presenter, just out of nowhere. So
that's
now
that's good.
it's funny because apparently they said, "Oh, we've seen your impressive YouTube content. We would like you to invite you to our Christmas mashup thing. It's going to be a guest presenter on there." So I'm quite excited to see that because he went from making content trying to become a presenter to becoming a guest presenter just out of the blue.
I mean, this is
Finally
the
got his
first time
dream
I've
done.
ever been on stream.
Yeah, it's the first time I've made a stream. It's so bizarre trying to get it all to work. I tell you what, at least I know what I'm doing now. I think StreamYard's probably the best because it means I can invite people and stuff, and people can even share screen, I believe,
Yeah.
if on certain devices. So I'm gonna probably stick to StreamYard for the time being. I'm gonna start having. I want to have like different screens for like, oh, the stream's paused, so it'll be like this is the interval screen,
Yeah.
just in case. I've managed to. Hang on, well, I need to move this. It's very off, but I've managed to get a decent paint. It's not fully dry, but
It
it's
looks
looking
alright.
it's looking all right.
Yeah.
And at least the rims are painted now, so it's gonna look a lot better. In fact,
Mm.
I could probably test this better if I just put it on the track and. Oh, Thomas is on the track. He just took off. Whoops. Okay. So there's a little bit of paint on the wheels. I'll probably scrape that off when it comes time. But first, I'm gonna paint the other end of the wheels, and then move on. I've been doing them one wheel at a time, but I think I'm gonna do all three at the same time this time because. Oh dear! Looks like I am gonna have to repaint the smoke box. I've just left the paintbrush laying on the smoke box with all of the yellow paint.
I suppose you could edit like the footage from this up to make a making Stepney video.
Sort
If I
of.
wanted to. You just put like
Maybe I'd.
commentary over the top of it.
I think Stepney's just one. I don't want to have like too much in like making footage. Like I think I want to have the building footage like scattered throughout the Thomas and Gordon video, but I don't want to include too much of it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have separate videos with just a bunch of like me building stuff, whether it be content that was finalized or beta prototypes.
Fair enough.
I think
I'd
mainly for
definitely be up
Gordon.
to do more streams if you wanted.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I know one thing I want to make is after I get the Thomas video, I'm gonna make a video called "The Eternal Struggles of Building a Tank Engine," which is just gonna be a compilation and telling the tale of all the previous models because I think this is now the 10th Thomas model coming up to that I've ever had, at least that I've made at some point. So I think so far I've had two Hornby Thomases, two like Clockwork Thomases, an 040 Thomas, and like three Backmon Thomases, I think.
Mm.
So like 7. This is my 7th Thomas model. It's kind of like something I feel like I need to cover a bit about.
Fair enough. I only got a Bachman one last year because they only started releasing them in the UK. Like,
Yeah, I think they got them last. Yeah, they did get them in last year, but I only just got mine in September because we went on holiday
mm,
across the country. It wasn't that good. I didn't enjoy any of it, and me and the rest of my family just got sick. We all just
mm,
got sick on the second day, so we missed a lot of stuff. And in the end, I ended up taking my holiday money home and buying a Bachman Thomas with it. So, if
fair enough.
anything, it's a holiday model. And the only reason that my family let us do that, because they usually don't, and it was only because my brothers bought Roblox cards, and then I was like, yeah, well, if they're gonna do that, then I'm gonna do my own thing.
Hmm. I got
Make
mine
my
in the full train set with like Annie and Clarabelle and all that when I went to the what's it called? London Festival of Railway Modelling. I think it's every March at Alexandra Palace. I got one
I think
there.
my first Bachman Thomas was from that exact train set, but I think
Mm,
my new one's just a single one because I I got the train set and then that got destroyed because I tried to remove the chipboard. I was like, hey, why isn't it running anymore?
hmm,
I I didn't know how circuitry worked. And then they had the Green Thomas, which got pretty far in the production. That's one I'm gonna cover definitely because that one was a tragic story that wasn't even my fault.
hmm,
Long story short, the American models have a weird fault. And I think
hmm.
it might just be the LBSC Thomas because it makes a horrible noise when it's running. I think in Sam's Trains video on it, you can hear just the sounds it makes. And then mine ended
Yeah.
up just burning out. Didn't just I was running it with some trucks. I was just because I was a lot younger. I tend to have this tendency to just hum or whistle Thomas themes while running trains.
Hmm.
And I was running them, and then Thomas stops, and the controller just short circuits. And then it turns out the motor just gave in.
Huh.
It didn't even slow down. It just stopped. This is the most anticlimactic burnout I've ever experienced.
Hmm. I can't remember what engine it was, but I had one once that just stopped, and I think it was an old Ginty, and it just started like smoking really heavily, like thick grey smoke. And I thought like the layout was on fire.
And that's bound to get people scared when that happens.
Mm.
I
Well, that
think
was
one
years
thing
ago. And
I
then I had
think I've had one model smoke, and that was a brake van that had a motor stuck under it, which I got in. Actually, I think I actually got that the September event. That's actually kind of ironic. And well, I tried to get it to work, but it just started to smoke, and I was like, yeah, no, this thing ain't gonna work. But what was it it was like £6 or something. So I was like, yeah, worth it. cheapest
fair enough.
cheapest local I bought, but also possibly one of the worst runners. Because I've had them burn out and stuff, but I've never had them start smoking on me. Kind of funny because I think it was at the Toy Fair that had a layout running, which is actually where I got my Terrier tested, and there
Mm.
was a Thomas, Annie, and Carbell running around, and I was looking at it at one point, and I come back to layout later, and I see Thomas at first was pulling Annie, Clarabelle, and Trevor. I come back and I see Annie, Clarabelle, and Trevor running around the layout without Thomas, and I'm like, wait, what the hell? And turns out the guy Annie was also powered and had an 040 motor slipped underneath, but I never noticed.
That would
You
be
know,
quite.
I was like actually spooked for a second. I was like, wait, is Annie possessed?
That would be quite good for like a runaway if you ever needed to do one.
Like it was
I
good
don't know
because
why.
it was a pocket rocket as well, so I guess that makes sense.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna touch up the other side now. Once that's done, I'll give him a little with his new painted wheels. It's not looking too bad. It's not perfect, and there's definitely still a few spots of the old paint showing through. I'm not too fussed about it since it's supposed to be a model that it's just going to be in the background, and you're not going to have the camera come up like right close to it. So
Fair enough.
okay,
Would you ever
so
go
it's
through
working
one of
all
the
together.
order extravaganzas?
I think we might be good. There's a few bits of paint. I'll get them off later. But I've got now the chassis is done. And the
Fair enough. Am I
body
still
is maybe dry.
alright? Can you still hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So I've got on my Nintendo Switch. I've got Season 4 loaded up. I'm gonna have a look for Stepney episodes. I'm gonna try and find out what to do with the cab because I want to get the cab done first. That'll be the quickest thing to do. It's just finding anything with Stepney's back end. Let's have a look. Just skim through Thomas episodes till I find a shot I'm looking for. So it's funny, I'm able to find a nice colour for Stepney, and yet I've been looking for the right shade for my Annie and Clarabelle custom for ages now. That was one of the things I was gonna modify, but once I painted Stepney, I was like, yeah, it's not it's not an Annie and Clarabelle colour, it's more of a Stepney colour. Oh, is that a... Okay, he's got lining on the thing. He's got a bit of green on the outskirts, so I'm gonna have to do that before I put on the bunker. So the bunker's going on last, apparently. It's very hard because there doesn't exist very many shots. I think this one, of close up, it's like the closest thing I have to the back end of Stepney.
You could
So I
try
don't know
looking for the ruler photos of
yeah,
the
I've
the
only
actual
got
prop.
because obviously my phone's running StreamYard and I'm trying to keep
Oh
that
yeah,
on there. So I'm gonna try and see if I can find ruler photos. Stepney. Let's see. Getting Jack in the Sutter Construction company, but no season 4 characters for some reason. Stepney. Just put Stepney the Bluebell engine to see.
I think his prop was actually stolen.
That's apparently wrong. Apparently it is in Mattel storage, so I don't know who said that, but it was also a myth. I think Toby's was
Toby's
stolen, and then it got sold.
Huh.
Okay, I'm hoping that. Let's see. Oh, found it. Train Boy, thankfully, has got a video.
Oh yeah, he did that with like the entire history of the models.
Perfection. So the back of the toolbox has some lining to do, so that's going to be a pain considering that it's like really, really small. Oh dear, this is going to be a nightmare. Like, making the green's going to be the most challenging. So I'm just going to quickly sit this on the... I'm going to sit these together and have a look at the progress so far, because I feel like that's always fun to do. I think this is dry enough. I'm going to take the stick out.
Well, that's not good. The stick's still stuck in there. I just gotta find a way to get it out. Either that or Stepney's gonna have a cocktail stick permanently stuck inside of his cab.
I've got a question for you.
You know, let's see if I can just assemble it like this for now. I just slide this into position. Should just all clip together. Just lift this up.
Am I still good?
There, yeah. I think loosely assembled. It's not too bad.
It's looking good.
Cab isn't properly on, but it's hard to get it to sit on. We're good. I think I'm getting somewhere. I think the paint's now dry, so yeah, it's starting to take shape. Once this is, I'm gonna wait for it to fully set. Well, the masking tape did absolutely nothing. The smoke box is covered. Well, it looks like I'm definitely painting the smoke box.
Am I still good in terms of audio?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I've got to figure out how to paint the smoke box. So that's gonna be fun. Actually, I'm gonna test fit the buffer beams to the front and back. That's if this one is the front, this one is the back. Yeah, whatever. I'll test it anyway.
If you ever was to do like the interviews, who would be like your dream person from the fandom to interview?
One YouTuber who I am fond of is YouTuber. It's called the Expert 07. He doesn't make much content, but he makes some pretty good ones. Okay, so we're looking. It's just a matter of getting that green to now to sit on with that, and it'll start look done. But at least I can say happily that Stepney's chassis is done. I don't need to touch his chassis anymore. So that's the first thing done. It's all it really is, just repaint the wheels. And thankfully, the Terry that I bought came with red side rods, so that's a bonus.
I think my one does as well. I think my one's Fulham.
Mine was Warden, which is actually located in Canada currently.
Huh.
So I've got a Canadian Terrier.
I'd quite like to get like an international engine just to sort of see the differences, like a video to see like I don't know.
Okay, let's see if this. Okay, so the cab one, the top of the cab worked. The masking tape stayed on. So I guess that's a plus.
A custom I'd really like to do is sort of a USA Tour Thomas. Like, you know how Scotsman looked at his USA Tour, something like that.
Yeah,
Thomas.
that would.
Like with the cow
I think
catcher and all
Thomas would
that.
look good.
And the bell.
Like, I feel like if they should do that, they should have done that instead of Big World Big Adventures. Just have Thomas go on a tour of the US, and then Scotsman, like, he's like terrified, worried that Thomas will get stuck on the US like him, and then Thomas is like arrogant and stuff. Then Thomas almost gets stuck on the US. There's a lot of like really good things you could put in there. Like, you could have a lot of good gags to the fact that Thomas just hates snowplows.
And then he's just constantly wearing one. Technically, like.
Or maybe he has to wear side plates.
You could even do a bit where he like comes into contact with the Strasbourg Thomas, and he's just baffled.
Maybe. Maybe like, what if he gets locked? I think when he gets stuck in the US nearly, I think the idea is he gets locked in a shed on accident with like just a bunch of dummy unit Thomases, so he's just surrounded by himself. I'm everywhere.
Or you could even just have him in Disney. Just end up there.
Oh my goodness. Corporate greed.
If I had the funds, I would make that series. I think that would just be a really good series.
I think it wouldn't be too hard to pull off by a spare Thomas or a Terrier. I think what you can easily do is you buy a Terrier chassis. You buy one of these Thomases, the clockwork ones. They sell a
Yeah.
battery powered one on eBay for $15.99, and
Mm.
it's basically near perfect. All it really needs is a new chassis. Though I fitted mine with old wheels I found spare from my LBSC Thomas at the time. It was one of, and actually quite a few videos used that Thomas. It's one of my favorite Thomas models. Because I think it's just a nice custom, and it's good. I feel like it's like a model that anyone can really use.
Mm.
Bro, the only fault is that the lining on the specific thing tends to come off really easily, just for no reason.
I just wonder how I'd build the sets if I was to do that.
Yeah, I think sets are a lot easier to build than a layout.
The thing is, I want a
Yeah.
layout to sort of have a bit of consistency in my videos.
But the reverser rod is red now. That's good. Ugh.
Yeah, it'd probably be something I can do probably after I start making any form of money off of this, if I ever do.
I don't really intend to make money or do anything. I just want to like boost my own career and stuff, and eventually just learn more about filmmaking and show my things to the world, because that's
Yeah.
really what YouTube is for nowadays. Like, making money is nearly impossible because half your videos get taken down as made for kids, and either that or gets demonetized for being too graphic. Like, there's no middle ground anymore.
I mean, it's not like my main goal, of course, with my channel, but I just need a sort of way to fund it, you know?
Yeah.
Because otherwise there wouldn't be very much content I can make. Like reviews, there's only so many engines I have.
Yes.
I'd like to do more out of the sheds. I don't know if you've seen any of them.
Don't know. I sometimes get mixed up with content. I don't know which ones which things I see and which things I don't.
It's just practically the ones I film, not like at Heritage Railways and that. One of my newest ones, it has the original, well, large scale Scarloey prop because I went to the Talaclin.
Oh yeah, the one that was used for the later hit era.
Yeah. Because I went to the original Audrey Extravaganza when that first happened. But like I didn't film anything because I didn't have my channel going at the time. I didn't know I wanted to do this. But I met like a few people of the fandom there. I met Terrier 55 Stepney there. Met quite a few people.
So that's okay. I'm gonna paint the. Bring over some more cocktail sticks for painting. I feel like these are very useful. I underestimate how many times I need them.
God, we've nearly been streaming an hour and 40 minutes.
Tend not to keep an eye on that. Suppose once I get Stepney's green and start masking the red, I'll finish him off and then I'll begin work on the bridge because I feel like that's becoming more priority.
Mm. What would I call that series of Thomas in America?
Not really sure. It's a pretty interesting series, so finding a decent name kind
It
of
would have to be something like
becomes
catchy.
harder. Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
the amount of like remakes and own stories from this fandom. There's so many of them.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna get the. Yep, that's the top is green, so I'm gonna do green. Already moved on to doing the thing. Now I'm gonna go for the green is because it's gonna get lining that separates it. I'm gonna do bare masking tape or without masking tape for the green, and then when it comes to the red, I'm gonna go and mask it because it's gonna create a break between the green and the weird other color. Either way, it's gonna look all right. And any mistakes I make, I can touch up, which I tend to do on my models. Like Thomas, whenever I first line them, especially with Thomas and Gordon, there's quite a few spots where it bleeds, so I just go over with like a small brush or a toothpick and just paint over the imperfections.
Mm.
I don't know how I've just done this, but I've just switched over from the weird terrier color to green, and I haven't even changed the I didn't wash the brush, but it's worked. Tamiya paints are just entirely another thing. Surprisingly, that worked better than I would have thought.
I think if I ever was to do that series, it would be quite a bit in the future because I'd have to buy like American stock, things like that.
And the American Scotsman, which not a cheap model by any means.
No. I suppose I could just sort of have a scene at like Vicarstown or something where he expresses his worries. Because I've got a model of Scotsman.
Yeah, that could work.
I
My
think I
worries
might do.
became a reality. Well, I'm definitely going up there masking tape because I went to mask the cab and it's tore a little bit of the paint off. Thankfully, because as I said, there's a break, so I can easily repaint that with like a little dab of red.
I could definitely do like a scene in Farquhar Sheds where like Toby's laughing at him because he has to wear like a plough now and like cow catchers like him.
I think that would be Percy though. I feel like Percy would be the one to laugh at him. And then Toby would just chuckle along.
Mm.
Toby thought it a great joke.
Just join in.
Yeah, because Toby doesn't really want to just laugh at people. I feel like he make a quick comment, but not like tease.
Yeah.
He's just the person who intervenes and takes no sides. The only time he ever does something, it's when when it's just to get back at someone. Like he's always on the opposite side of the argument. He's always on the side of the person laughing at the other.
Yeah.
I think this green might be gloss. Yeah, this is gonna be a weird looking Stepney. Glossy green mixed with non-glossy tan. This is gonna be a whole other model. Maybe that's why it's let us do the green. because it's glossy and it's different, so it's not gonna tan isn't gonna mix.
How many episodes do you reckon I should do with it?
I feel like for a first season, I think you should start by going for a goal of 10, like not with any time limit, just 10. Get 10 done at some point, and then go from there and see how you've progressed.
Actually, that works out quite well because I've got a new Ginty that I can do. Like, he came over to
Oh, you've cut out.
Am I back?
Yep.
Did you hear what I said about Ginty?
Yeah, you've got a new Genty.
Oh, yeah, I've
Then it
got a
couldn't-
Ginty. Yeah.
That's good.
It's probably something for a far future day.
Definitely not like oh, I'm gonna suddenly kick this into action.
Yeah. It's gonna take some like planning, writing the scripts and all that.
And then again, the thing is, I tend to work like that. But then again, there's probably some like fanboy for that film project I'm working on saying, "Where is it?"
Hmm.
And I don't know about it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll like announce anything publicly.
Yeah, like just like keep it as like a project to keep under wraps for a bit, and probably announce it when the time is right. So what's the hardest thing about a series is deciding between voice acting and narrating. Because I feel like for my film, I want to do voice acting because it's a film. Most films do that. But for anything else, I'm probably going to do narrating, most likely. Either that or it's going to be a remake and it's going to use the original audio, so yeah.
I suppose you could always do like a hybrid, like the early CGI series sort of did.
Yeah. I think that was mostly just to do with the style. I think it's mostly
Transition, yeah.
just I'm putting CGI faces. I just sort of, it's not like the CGI faces. I like to just keep with the model style,
Yeah.
but I sort of want to decide whether I want to have like voice actors voice over the models or just have a narrator. It's just kind of a difficult decision.
If you do need a voice actor, I'd be up to do a character if you wanted me to.
Yeah, it's a good idea for like a future thing. Don't know when. As I say, I tend to push projects back a lot. Except for like my models. I always keep pressing on with my models because I make models, then make mistakes, and then make more models because of it.
I think this is the longest I've gone without uploading. It's been like a week now.
Yeah, it hasn't not as long as I've went. I think I've went like 6 months without an upload. I just became busy. It was actually this was the same around the same time my Thomas burnt out, and then I came back for the run up to Christmas that year. I remember one of the last videos I'd uploaded was a video on an eye mechanism, and I ended up having to block a channel on that video for making some pretty nasty comments.
I saw you
Old-
did like a gauge 1 or like a G scale sort of thing once.
Yeah, it was a gauge 1 cardboard Thomas with an eye mechanism, and someone from when I used to go to school put a comment saying how it was nightmare fuel, and then my comment section jumped at him.
Hmm.
It was I was like, I'm not gonna get involved. And then it started insulting my comment section, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm jumping in now. If he's gonna insult my comment section, then yeah, I'm gonna jump in now. Okay, well, got the tanks now done. We're starting to get somewhere.
I had that
Think-
sort of thing with those impersonators. They kept commenting stuff I kept having to block.
Yeah, check the channels out. One of them was like, oh, listen to my music or something. And that's because apparently I looked it up. I looked on one of the channels. They actually seem to be posting music.
Huh.
And honestly, I was checking in case it was like, oh, one of my because I had a friend once. I don't really see him anymore, unfortunately. Maybe it's a good thing. But they once made a channel to try and troll us and make a channel to pretend to hate on us. And jokes on him, that little prank of his ended up getting us from 20 to 70 subscribers. It was a prank that backfired, but I was making sure it wasn't him trying to pull another trick, but the content is just way off for it to be him. So at least that's good. At least I know it's not like some friend trying to pull a ploy again. Because I'm not at this. Because I think last time I forgave him, but this time I would just not have the patience.
I've never really had anyone to talk about railway things like that. I've never really met anyone, to be honest.
It's quite rare now. I mean, I've met 2 people in real life who I've talked about railway things, without joining model railway club, because now I'm in a model railway club, and I tend to run models there. I'm probably going to end up running Stepney. It's the exciting thing, because I not only got Stepney, but I picked up 7 dairy tankers.
Yeah.
It was only wagons that were like £1. It was £1 each, and I was like, I'll buy as many as I can. And I ended up getting 7 of them in a new brake van because where is it? My old brake van is just completely busted. So I just picked up a similar version. The busted one's a Thomas, an old Thomas one from the 80s, but the new one is just a normal Hornby one. I don't know where it's from, but I don't really care. I just sort of just want a brake van to add to the fleet.
I have
And
a
then
whole like crate of brake vans. The amount I get through job lots.
I think, to be honest, I don't really buy job lots, so that's probably why I don't end up with loads of doubles of things I don't use. Because I prefer just like going to train shows and picking up what I need.
Thing is, where I am, there's never really any train shows, so I get that stuff to get like a lot of stuff in one go. To
I'm gonna go back on and check out
sort of work
STEM
with.
because I've got the main body. I think that's all the green on the main body now done, so that's good. I think once the green's all on and dried and everything on the bunker's done, I think once that's all done, I can assemble them. As
Fair enough.
well as far as I can.
Yeah, I think I've only been to like 2 railway shows in the past year.
Yeah. I went to I think this year I've been to the most because I didn't know that there was any model railway shows in my area at all. Because I thought that, like, oh, I'm in the dead zone when there's no model railway related things, but I was completely wrong. It's nice to know that there's somewhere I can get my stuff locally. So, go back onto here and
I mean, that model shop that did have railway stuff before they stopped doing it, the prices of it was extortionate. It was just stupid. They were charging like 80 quid for the basic Hornby 040.
Phoenix in Newcastle. That's where I first ever got model trains from. Now they're selling them. Was it like £65 now for a basic 040? Like not for extortionate prices. That's just the normal price now of
Yeah,
an
for a new
040.
one.
It's just ridiculous because when I returned into the hobby, I got a Coca-Cola 040, which became my first ever Thomas model. That only cost me £44. It's just
It's only. I
ridiculous.
remember years ago you could get like the whole starter set in like an Asda for like 30 quid.
I think those were just odd deals. I remember. I think it was you used to be able to buy like the Hornby Thomas set when it was still around, 50 quid, the smaller one. It was like £75 for the large one with the trucks.
Yeah, that was the first one I had. It was the one with Annie and Clarabelle and then the 3 wagons.
No, I don't think mine had wagons at the time. I think now I got the newer one. I've had both actually, the 2018 version sets. Where I had the Annie and Clarabelle one, and I've had the Troublesome Trucks one, which they took a wagon out now, and it only just came with 2 trucks for some reason. I don't know why they took 2 out, but it beats me.
And then one Christmas I got one that was really old. I think like early 2000s. It was a Thomas Percy double set. It had like both engines in and rolling stock for both of them.
That's probably one of the best sets out there. Because I mean, any Hornby set with more than one engine is just awesome to begin with. I mean, just the idea of getting 2 engines at once, it's like a miracle.
It's definitely a setup from just an oval.
Yeah, because I think the now it's just track pack A, but back in the day you used to get you get 2 sets of points sometimes.
My Flying Scotsman one had track pack A and track pack B in it.
Interesting. I've never seen one with track pack B.
It's quite an old one. There's a review of it on my channel. I think it's early 2000s.
Look at the front of the cab. I'm literally freehanding the green. This is going to be very, very difficult. I'm starting to get somewhere. It's definitely drying off glossy. Which is alright. It's not the best thing in the world, but it is what it is.
It's looking all good.
Oh, okay,
It's better than anything I could do.
Yeah, I mean, you never really know. I mean, some of my earliest customs are very, very botched. Everyone starts off somewhere, and I think one thing that really helps with 00 is what you do, right? Is don't start modeling 00. I started modeling N scale and painting up N scale engines, which helps a ton when it comes to making 00 gauge engines because it's a lot bigger and you realize, oh, hey, this is a much easier than N scale.
I've only ever really had 00.
I think N scale is harder to get into though. I've got a big layout. That's actually what the camera's sitting on. It's just a whole bunch of stuff on it right at the moment. And I haven't really touched it or done anything with it since the summer. But I want to try and do a bit more with it maybe in the future. I know one thing I need to do for N-Gage is buy Gordon when he comes out.
Yeah.
Because I think that was one of the main reasons I started N-Gage. So I'm like, if I'm starting Engine Gauge, I'm buying Gordon.
But I think it's sort of catching up in price, isn't it? N-Gage to 00.
Yeah, I mean, I think getting in N-Gage has become a little bit harder. I think the the best way at the moment really is just to get the N scale Bachman Thomas.
Mm.
And to be honest, I think it's a superb way to get in because not only is it cheap, but it's probably one of the better N scale locos you can buy. I think Bachman have recently done a N scale train set, thankfully,
Mm.
but even then, doesn't really come close to the N scale Thomas that they've done.
I mean, it's not really
They've
the track or
they've beat
anything that's the
themselves.
problem, because I've got 009. That's the only sort of scale I've gone into other than 00. It's the same thing, but
Yeah, I mean it runs the same as N scale.
it's on the
Actually,
same track.
my club will currently they're building a baseboard for the railway lines. They've got half of it done, and they're getting the other half sorted. But they're also
Mm.
going to have a 009 section so that people can run both 009 and N-gauge locos on. And know that I just keep bringing in all of my Engage Thomas stock, just biding my time for the week that the other board gets done, comes in all beautiful and spangly with the N-gauge 009 track thing.
I don't know how they'd do it, but I wish they made the dual gauge track.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. That's something that we need in model form.
Because, like, one
Yeah.
day, I think it'd be really cool to model the Blue Mountain Quarry.
Definitely. I feel like we should have like a way to make it without having to modify track or even fashion our own. Because I know there are some modelers out there who make their own tracks, like from scratch, and I'm like, how do you even do that?
I just think there should be some, like, ready-to-run dual gauge track.
Yeah. Definitely be expensive. I'd
It would
expect
be,
I
yeah.
would happily pay about double. I would pay double for than what you pay for just 00 on its own. Because you're technically paying for 2 pieces of track.
I just think it'd be really cool. I hope Bachman do like a Luke with 009.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I just can't wait for Sahandle. I think that's what we need right now is Sahandle and Stanley to come out from Bachman. That and their in scale figures.
Mm.
I think everyone keeps talking about Gordon, but no one talks about the fact that they're releasing Diesel.
I think they're doing a Paxton as well.
Yeah, I feel like Diesel. I think that we need a. What was it? They've got Diesel and Paxton in N scale. They've got their double OCL, and they've got it in G scale.
Mm.
I have a feeling Bachman have another scale that they do. Oddly enough, I have a sneaking suspicion they have another scale with their model.
Mm.
I forgot which one it was. I'm going to put this on my chassis and have a look at a progress.
Imagine if they did a G scale like Gordon. Think of how big that would be.
Oh, jeez.
Because I saw some of
Begin.
the G scale engines at one of the only exhibitions I've been to, and they're massive.
I think G scale. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure G scale runs on the same track as Gauge 1.
Yeah, I think it is. It's just the I think G
Overall
scale's more
scale.
aligned to like narrow gauge or something like that,
Yeah.
and Gauge 1's standard for it. Yeah, I don't know. It confuses me, but
Okay, I've got. Okay, so the brim of the cab roof is green. I'm learning. I'm surprised my friend didn't join the stream.
Mm.
because I texted him about it, and he said, "Oh, you should do StreamYard," and I said, "Oh, I'll try and get sorted." But then I went and tried Streamlabs anyway, and it proved to be a nightmare.
Just gone 2
Yes.
hours.
Yes. Very interesting. Scrape off this paint. A few little mess ups here on the yellow. I'm gonna go back and do that again when got the front done.
I don't know how they'd do it, but even like a row gauge Steven, I think that would be amazing.
I think you could do that with the horn, like a Hornby tooling rocket. I
Mm.
seen someone use a kit, the Dapol kit, to make one,
Mm.
and that is roughly the same size. So I think it's possible. It's just difficult.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Yeah, that's definitely gold ringed cab window. So I'm gonna have to carefully scrape off this yellow on the cab windows to get them gold again.
Or even a glint. I don't know how they'd do it, but that would be cool.
Yeah, I think he would be a relevant one. He's
Mm.
relevant. He's engaged. I feel like those are the two things that Bachman need to do.
Yeah, I
I mean,
watched a video. Like
surely
they
they can use Glenn. Like they've
Mm.
done Bo.
because it was
Like
something
even if
along the
it's
lines of like, if the character isn't relevant, then like Mattel doesn't give them the sort of permission to make it.
typically it's just model series characters that are considered irrelevant.
Yeah,
So that he's like they strictly have to do CGI.
but then I
And the
don't
thing
see
is,
their
like,
reasoning there because a vast majority of the people who buy like Buckman and that nowadays, I would say, are modelers. They're not people buying them from their kids because I don't know why you'd spend like £140 on like a Gordon or something where you could buy a Trackmaster one.
yeah, but I don't think even that's good anymore. I think it's just
No.
worse to buy Trackmaster nowadays because they've got the all engines go.
Yeah.
So in the end, Mattel just ends up losing money
Because they're
because
not
they're
appealing
making
to the fans.
yeah they're not letting Bachman do things that would make them more money. But then they're also making stuff terrible, and then they're not making their own money out of their own products. It's just silly.
And then I saw rumors that they're trying to make like a live action Thomas film, not like the Adventures of Thomas, but like because of
Yeah,
Barbie and
they're
all that.
trying. Yeah, they're doing 20 different properties and turning them into films. I'm thinking, hang on, something's wrong. And I have a sneaking suspicion, and I'm planning to make a video on this. I think Mattel's trying to get a reason to get Hollywood to stop people from making Thomas content. Full stop.
Huh.
Because when the Slenderman movie came out, people could make Slenderman movies themselves because the Hollywood copyright holder stopped them. Why else would Mattel make 20 films? I feel like either they're brave or they're very clearly plotting something.
I hope they don't make it a sort of cinematic universe thing, and then
Yes, they are.
how's that going to work?
I want to know the same thing. Like, how does Barbie connect to Uno?
Or
Because
Thomas for
Uno
that
is getting
matter.
a movie. Of all the properties, we're getting Uno as a film. It's
Stupid.
oh god. Most of the green applied. It needs a bit tidying up. I'm gonna go back in with the yellow and touch it up.
It's looking good.
Well, I'm getting somewhere.
I just don't see how there's going to be a big cinematic event with all these characters. Like,
Neither do I. I don't know what Mattel's trying to do, but it's not clever.
that will be the day,
It's
like a Avengers Endgame, but with Thomas in it.
Like Mattel have just completely lost their marbles.
Definitely.
I mean, it started off normal. It was like, look, a train that talks. Look, a train that talks, but it bounces. Look, a train that talks, but it can use its wheels as hands. Look, a train that talks that can connect to a magical doll universe and a card game. I just feel it's devolving into something else.
They're using it, Thomas being a train, as like a limit rather than the core appeal.
And I
To
think
be
that's
honest,
one
I think Magic Railroad is better thought out than what they're doing.
they're making something that's worse than Magic Railroad. Dude, it's hilarious.
It's just the day I find myself in a cinema watching that.
It's
I don't know what I'll do, whether I'll burst out laughing, crying, or like.
just wondering why you even chose to go here in the first place.
I mean, standalone, I watched the Barbie movie. It was a good film, but I don't think it's like something that
Good
needs to
enough
be an
to.
expanded universe.
I think it's not good enough to tie into Thomas the Tank Engine. It's not one of them films.
I don't think really anything is.
There is a franchise that I think will tie in really well with Thomas the Tank Engine. And it's not something you'd think. But what?
And that is?
I can't say, because that's also something I'm keeping under wraps. I can't talk about. And let's just say that it's going to devolve into something completely different. I might be worse than Mattel here, but I want to make a whole full-fledged theory on it first, because I feel like, unlike Mattel, I don't want to just jump in, make something, and be like, this works. This works because we made it. Okay, I'm gonna take off these clips because I can't. I put these together to see how it looked. Now I can't get the clips off, so I'm gonna take them off because I mean, once I put the weight in, I can just screw it to the cab, and then the cab will just be secure. I don't know why it's doing this.
It sort of reminds me of that Lego movie concept thing that had like a Duplo Thomas in like an apocalypse.
That was wild. That was just wild. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Like post-apocalyptic Thomas the Tank Engine.
So that's an Institute of Innovation.
Oh no. Oh no. So the mess got worse. Now the cab's ruined. I have to scrape it all off. See, it gets on my fingers, and then I start manhandling it, and then it gets all over everything else. It's how it always goes. Oh well, it isn't too bad, and it's fixable. So I'm gonna see what I can do about it, and use cocktail sticks and some of this to touch up areas in which Stepney has gone a bit mad with weird colours.
Yeah, I just really don't see how it's going to fit into a cinematic universe.
I don't know what Mattel's on. I feel like I don't know.
I think the best we're ever going to get now is
whatever Mark
2015.
Forster. I think the Mark Forster film is probably the best we're gonna get from the Thomas and Friends franchise for a long time.
I'm hoping it's good.
I think it's kind of funny that Mattel wants to do this because now there'll be two MCUs.
and they both link over, and then wow, just every movie ever ends up in the same universe.
Hasbro should really just acquire the rights to Thomas. Like, just get it over with already. I think they'd do a much better job of the franchise. Funnily
I think
enough,
anyone
one
would.
of the things Hasbro owns could cross over pretty well with Thomas, I think.
Hmm.
And it's not Transformers, no, I don't know about I think Transformers could work actually pretty well, maybe. If they did it right. I think they'd have to go with a Magic Road canon
I
to
mean,
do the
Transformers
crossovers.
exist. Those are classics. The old YouTube ones.
Yes. I think those were like spin-offs or considered spin-offs, so yeah. I feel like an actual serious Transformers Thomas movie would be pretty good if they did it right. But knowing Mattel, they'd get really power hungry, completely botch the movie, and yeah, Hasbro would just never work with them again. Actually, Hasbro's actually been eyeing the franchise. They want to buy it, but they don't know how. I don't think I've ever really got my head around how they acquire Thomas.
I would be happy for it to go to like anyone other than Mattel at this point.
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities because Hasbro don't already do this. They do crossover. They already do comic crossovers with Transformers. I forgot what it was exactly, but it's a very popular thing from Hasbro. I think it's pretty dope. You get with the kids lingo, getting all dope.
Sorry, I've got to go now.
Yeah. I see.
I'd quite like to stream with you again if you wanted to, anytime.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you. See ya.
Goodbye. Well, now it's just me again. I don't know if this will record. No one's really watching the stream, but I'm still gonna keep streaming. Keep it going till I finish Stepney, I suppose. The stream of Stepney, I suppose. That's the theme of the stream. Stepney. That's it. It's the only theme. It's all Stepney. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. Sorry, I didn't see the message. Just getting the green lining done. Have a good day. Anyone sees this stream, if I don't know if it's gonna save. Subscribe to the Railway Shack. Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Yeah. It's not perfect. Perfect. It's a little bit off. Very quiet stream now. All that cool McBeans is gone. I'm gonna. Yeah, my chat is dead. And I've got 0 people watching. Absolutely fantastic. For our first stream, we have got the crazy. Look how crazy the chat's going, guys. Look how crazy. Calm down, chat. I'll have to put slow mode on. So crazy, guys. I might have to put slow mode on the chat. Yeah, I actually put slow mode on just to tease. 16%. I'm gonna go for a bit more. Okay. I've gotten the main bit done. For the most part, I've gotten all the yellow done. A little bit here. So we just neat this up. I needed to touch up. It's not perfect. But frankly, I need to touch up Stepney's curb. Didn't realize this, that apparently his cab's green. He's gonna look way better once he has transfers and name decals. It's the current plan. Get the majority of them finished. Mainly just the yellow and the the yellow needs doing, the red. Okay, look at that. Stuck the buffer beams on. Red buffer beams. And once those are on, as well as the chassis, I'm left with a mostly complete Terrier that looks a lot like the Bluebell hero himself. Congratulations, I have now got this custom stepney I'm working on. Needs a bit more detail. I'm talking to myself this whole time because that's fun, and it makes it funnier. So eventually someone's going to see this. If this gets uploaded, if this isn't, end up finding a way to get this uploaded, someone's going to end up seeing this and see me talk to myself. Fun. Whoever's seeing this, I'm not insane. I'm just different. I'm special. I'm special. I'm special, guys. I'm very special. Special. I'm very special. Right, now to do the running board. Get 'em up, raw. Got the main parts done. I need to do red next to the green. I'm a little bit terrified to do it though. Yeah, we're gonna. Okay. What now? I'm gonna scrape off the excess paint off the side of the running board where it's not supposed to go. Okay, actually, turns out yellow is on the top portion of the running plate sides. Okay, I'm learning. I'm learning. Got one final bit to do. Paint the top portion of the running plate sides yellow. And only this top portion. Now it's gone on the bottom portion. Now that I found out how to do it, it all goes wrong. Looking good. Maybe like half the time this thing hasn't even been under the camera. So it's like barely a stream, just talking. Talking to myself. A synopsis. It's looking good. Now to do the red of the running board and then the black of the smoke box. Once that's done, I'll be done. I'll do the red first. That, or I'm gonna scrape off all the existing thing. Okay, let's get this done. It's all red. Simple. Just paint normal parts red. It's easier as well because I forgot I'm still alive. Yeah, just I think he's gone now. Yeah, he's gone. He done gone ages ago. Nice to have someone join my stream and keep me company while I struggle to paint a damn terrier. Because, tell you what, not doing this again. Still, such a pain to make. All the characters, like, he's got so many bits to do. You have to do the red, and then the freaking red, and you've got the yellow, then you got the green, then you got the red, then you got the bit of gold that goes around them. It's silly. All of his bits are different colours. It's silly. It's completely disgraceful, said Gordon. Disgusting, said James. Despicable, put in Henry. Despicable. Arr! Or world's shortest chat. Hey chat, you wanna go? I'm gonna put you on slow mo if you don't stop chatting, guys. Crazy, man. Crazy. I wonder if Thatcher's seen the clip I posted. Say botheration. Right. I need to buff beams need to take the buff beams adds a bit of paint where these transfer things go. Stepney doesn't have any vacuum pipes on this TV series model. But I don't care what his TV series model don't have. I want to give him fucking vacuum pipes. He deserves them. Clearing off all the red marks will be fun. I'm painting the chimney black, and PVC's model has a spot for a copper cap, but doesn't actually have a copper cap. It's black. It's all 100% black, for no entire reasons. Don't know why. It has it. It is. That's top of Stepney's chimney and the rest of his smoke box in a deep black. Semi-gloss too. So that's fun. Making sure. Yeah, I really should. I don't know what way's gone off to, but I'm not going to ask. I honestly just want to get Stepney fast tracked if that pun made any sense. He's got a smoke box door, so I'm gonna give it a real polish. Glossy black paint for now. Okay, I think we're sitting somewhere where it's like, yeah, there's a lot of colour. Careful. Must be careful. Don't wanna screw anything up. I'm gonna put this over here. I need black on my hands. No. I need no black on my hands, otherwise it's gonna cause problems. Anyways. Stretch my way over. I need to get Stepney's redlining done. Whichever. Cab first. I'm gonna go back and trim down the red. Sandwich it and stuff. I feel like the red being a breakout has actually become the right. No one's watching, and I'm getting closer. I'll tell you what. Once I get the lining done, stepney is lined. I'll end it. I'll end it for now. I'll save all the other projects for another day. Do more streams with other projects. I want to get Stepney's paint perfectioned, though. So first I'm gonna apply it with apply on the red. Then I'm gonna slowly get into the more. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do for this bit. It's a little bit harder. It's this. Splasher. Okay. And what I want to do is paint this red. Okay. Starting to get closer and closer. I keep touching the wet paint on the funnel. Like a doofus. Like a doofus. Duke Charts Evil Incorporated. I just touched the paint on the funnel again. And that's its running mode paint. I've messed this up severely. I mean, it's just the wheels are nice, but then this is just needs. I'm nearly topping 3 hours, and that ain't good. Because I don't exactly have all night to stream. I'm doing an evening stream, not a night stream. I'm not one of them people. What was that idea would be actually? Okay. Repaint any parts over with the tan. Same time that I've been using otherwise. Starting to look complete though. Overall, it's starting to look complete. Overall. I thought that something was happening. And it's not. I've somehow got a paint inside that area. But a little box at the back. In with a nice red coat. How yes, will I do that? But thankfully I've got the buffer beams done. I'm gonna put them over there. Those are considered complete too. Weirdly enough, I just realised the back doesn't have red apart from the box. Small. Of course, the one bit that has red is the tiny one. No, you could choose the big one, but no, the tiny one that doesn't really fit. Okay, well, that's done. So now Stepney's redlining, I believe. Okay, I've got one more bit. The front of the cap. I'm going to stretch my legs a bit. Ain't not Stepney, man. Oh, 2 hours. Non-stop work.
Right. Thank there's 0 people watching. Oh, there's a person. There's a person in the chat. Hello. Okay. That's not. That's just the relish shed from earlier. Right. Right. Hello, Mr. Eggnom. I'm gonna repaint all of the bits that are. I'm going to redo all the green and yellow again to redefine them. But now that all the red lining's done, I can move on. Alright. Refocus on a bit. Refocusing on Stepney's main color, because I'm redefining a lot of the parts and covering up any bits that have undone themselves. Like this dome has gotten some red on. Looks done. Touched it. Literally just have to paint it. I'm gonna get a clean one. Take this. Hello, Egg Nom, to the stream of death, where everything seems to be going just fine.
Hey, hello, welcome to the stream. Didn't notice. I'm not looking at the chat too much. Sorry about that. Just making another engine. There's a link to the StreamYard if you want to join. Hello, there's a string. Yeah, you can join the StreamYard if you need to. There's a link up in the chat somewhere. Yeah, I'm happy to invite someone else on because it's been a bit quiet. And all I'm doing is building a model of Stepney, which isn't perfect. It's been prioritized. Not privatized, prioritized. Thomas me. Oh, there's one guest. Hello? You're on stage. You can unmute.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the stream.
Thank you.
It's been a bit quiet because what's his name left earlier. Just building a Stepney. Yeah, getting him prepped for whatever I'm planning with them. I didn't put that down. I'm gonna get the cap. It's been quite a messy process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the red does not like going on smoothly. Anyways, how is your day?
Good.
That's good. Oh, two lines.
How's the Stepney model looking?
Yeah, got the cab doing. I'm painting the red lines over wherever I've messed it up. So I'm trying my hand at freehanding the lining, which is very hard to do. With Stepney, I kinda didn't really have a choice.
I know.
It's quite a complex character to make.
Yeah, they're very hard to do.
Yeah, the terrier I bought to make them cost £65, so I don't want to waste that money.
Yeah,
Let's see what
Yeah.
else. I think I'm looking almost done.
hmm
Almost. A few spots. It's not going to be complete. I don't have the transfers for his name and number, but I'm going to get them soon. I'm just doing all the painting now so I can have it out the way. And then I'm going to be making faces out of clay at some point. Don't know when though. Just for this. It's a little messy. I'm going to probably redo the green as well. Yeah, I think it's a very messy model at the moment. Need to touch up a few more areas and you'll be done.
I recommend you to take off the track since paint could be on there.
Yeah, I've taken the chassis off. I've got just the shell really. I think the last bit I need to do is go over the green and fix all the splodges.
I see a blue tender right there. Is that Gordon's or Edward's?
Tender, I don't think there's a tender
Oh, I
here.
see a green paintbrush.
This. That's just a pair of clippers.
The railway shed just asked how Stepney's coming along.
Got doing the red at the moment. Well, I've got the red down. I need to repaint the green. The green's got a few spots where the yellows went back on the green part, so it's like A bit of a mess trying to work with 3 colours. But it's looking pretty fine.
Close the door. I'm about to throw something at you. Close it.
Just need to get a few more spots of here on the bunker. So that's done. I can begin work on touching up the green of the shell here. So I think a few more spots of yellow, the cap will be done. Now obviously I need to repaint the roof, but yeah, I'll focus on that afterwards. The roof's something I'm going to work on last.
I gotta go off mic right now.
Hmm?
I gotta go off mic right now.
Alright, that's fine.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Don't know why the railway shed is talking for so long.
Yeah, that's because they were on the stream earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, but they always take long to type.
Oh no, that's because there's a delay between the
Okay.
chat and thingy. I don't know why. Just glitchy YouTube thing. But it's alright.
Yeah, YouTube.
Alright, now got everything thingy, now I just gotta wait it to dry. In the meantime, I've got... Actually, in the meantime, I'm gonna put this to the side. Close the green paint. May as well show off this. I've got... hang on. Bring this down here. Got a Hornby Percy.
Percy.
I just take this, put this on the truck now. See, I've got him to work on as well at some point. But because of the fact that this stream has took 3 hours and I've only just done Stepney, I'm probably going to do multiple streams and have different things as I go along. So I'm gonna have. So this stream is focusing on finishing up Stepney. I'll end the stream when I've got basically everything I need to do with Stepney done. And then I'm gonna focus my next stream on maybe, I don't know, for example, making a bridge, because I've got that to do. And I feel like that's the easiest next thing to do. And then afterwards I've got a signal box, and then I've got Annie and Clarabelle. I'm just gonna do it like maybe one stream every week. Maybe I'll do it like that. That means that people get a chance to join whenever they get the time to, or there's a specific day people can join. I've just realised there's a bit of green I've missed on the cab. Possibly the best I can get it. Okay. And with that, Stepney's main shell mostly is near completion. I think it's all right. It's not perfect, but it's at a point where I can say I'm happy with it. I'm gonna glue on the buffer beams. So this is gonna be
What's
good.
on my pitch?
Picture.
What's on my pick?
Oh, nice. Very nice indeed.
You know, this is just like Discord.
Yes. Wait, what? Wait, what did you say? Hello?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, just making sure. What did you say? Just then?
Gonna play Break My Stride. I'm gonna mute my microphone so you can't hear it.
There we go. I've got majority of them done. I need to glue all the detail parts on, and once the detail's done, I can screw them all together, assemble them, and yeah, I'll be done. So that's great for me. This stream has exhausted me. I've never done a stream yet, let alone a 3-4 hour stream. I'm gonna take this off. Put the buffer beams now in place. Okay. Need to glue on the coral bunker extension. Just turns it into a proper stepney.
Back on.
Hey, welcome back. Just fitting his glazed windows so that his windows will actually be like, it'll actually look like glass. Okay, now to finish up the rest of it, I need to paint a few of the details. Okay. I need the brush, which is still covered in that green.
Maybe I was wrong about New Zealand having 2 states.
Got Alright. And I'm gonna do this. Right. Oh. The person, what's its name, is left. Right, now to paint Stepney's safety valves in the same color as just got to fit. Literally, it's just fitting the details and I'm done. Hoping that someone sees this stream end and say goodbye once I'm done. So that needs to be 10. These pot things here need to be 10 too, so it's going to be a bit hard and tricky to paint these. So I meant I'd go on his tanks. I could do paint everything but the little end bits. Because I gotta paint these, and I'm gonna leave the end bits blank. Stick on the ends into the holes, and then I'll paint the ends once it's in the slot. careful not to yellow on anything else. Okay, I've got to spin this in. Okay. Carefully. And yeah, got him. Right. Got him. There's one of them done. Oh. At this stage. Hello, welcome back.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Don't know why, but my internet is crashing.
Has been 3 hours now.
Yes, I am aware. And I plan to end it once Stepney has been rebuilt and finished. So once I've got him finished, I'm most likely gonna end the stream. First, I want to get this terrier assembled because I'm ready to see how he looks. Trust me, I'm exhausted. I've been working non-stop for 3 hours and 27 minutes. I'm gonna begin sticking some of the parts on. I do have to repaint some of the black areas actually.
So if I remember that I had Thomas, Edward, Percy, Diesel, Paxton.
Is this about models? Do you mean like you have those are the models you have?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on quite a few. I've got Thomas, Gordon, Percy, Diesel, Thumper, Trevor, and now I'm making Stepney. So I'm trying to get some skill ones. Ooh.
Stop! Stop! Go away.
8. Ah, dang it. Oh. Don't know if this is my channel or not. But hi, guys. CDY? CDY? Well, he's gone. CDY's gone right now. You might wait.
There we go. I'm back.
Oh wait, are you
Uh,
ending this stream?
No, my power just ran out, and
Oh.
obviously it kicked us off my phone because my power died. Not yet, but it is coming pretty soon because I'm looking at this. I've got one more handrail to fit, and I've got some pipe work, 2 things, and then screw 'em together. So the list is limited. The list is now limited. So yeah, I mean it's getting close, but still quite a number of things I must do to complete, well, not complete, but reassemble Stepney in its current form. So just refitting the on-B made handrails. Alright, this next bit's gonna be hard. These caps. There's one. Carefully. Okay. One of the last things I must do is repaint a bit of pipe work into the teriyaki colours. I'm gonna repaint it now so that it's easier to do now. I'm gonna paint it, glue it, and fit it. Right.
Yeah.
Got 2 more parts to. Well, this is the last part to fit, and then I'm gonna reassemble them.
Okay.
We are very close to the end, but that's not a bad thing.
Have you heard of the channel Welsh Cole?
Don't think so.
Stop it. Why you take this? Why you take it off? You have a body? Huh? You want to take it off? Are you still weeping? Because you need to use the body. Why are you not using the body?
More bits to repaint here. Touch up. Main bit where the name will go.
Emma, do not come in here. Sorry.
Yeah, it's alright.
What?
Right. The repaint is complete. Don't know why this isn't flipped. There we go. Now my thing is proper. I'm gonna set his body on its chassis. Now I just screw them together. The final leg of the project. I just realized that one ironically just showed a comment. That's why there's a thing on there. Oh, look at this. I can. So that's how people do it. Well. Okay. Well, I've repainted them, fitted all the parts, and this is how I'm looking. It's not perfect, but I'm just gonna. There we go. Well, I guess that's all for my very first stream. I don't know who the last person is watching. But it's been fun doing this. Very nice first stream. I'm gonna plan to get video out on Friday. I'm gonna get Well, I've got work on the Thomas video, which he's sitting over there. I haven't shown him on stream on purpose so that I don't spoil him. I'm gonna try and get another video out some point. I don't know when. It's just a matter in case of I know what to do, but I'm gonna get Thomas out so I can make the second video on the failed attempts. But that is the end of this big live stream. Flipping this over. And I guess I will see you all later. Goodbye. Oh, hang on. Gonna do this again. I'll see you all later. Bye.